What up, people? Welcome to the Joe McFo Show. We are going to get started on doing some more comic stuff for Shadowboxers today. I also have some friends with me in my live studio audience, so you guys want to cheer? Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, y'all can hear that. I don't know how well this works. Yeah. All right, so we're going to be drawing stuff. Everyone in the comments, say what's up. Tell us where you're from. Hopefully, you guys are having a great day. We are trying not to freeze over here in Texas. We're caught in that winter storm, and we were debating if I was even going to be able to stream today because of the weather. There's snow all over the ground. Never seen that where I am. There's all these people who are like, oh my gosh, the lines in all these stores are super long. Apparently there's a moose somewhere around my area that is just hanging out because it's winter. Oh, I like the song, but it's a bit loud. Okay, thank you. This is what I need. I need to know if the song is too loud. I don't remember exactly how loud it needs to be, so thank you. Manette says hello. I hope everyone is staying safe. I hope so too. Hello, Manette. Thank you for coming on. How is the music now, Megan? Is it all right? Is it all right? Just let me know. While you guys are in here, I just want to again direct you to the Shadowboxers website if you are curious about what this project is and you've never seen it before. If you're a new viewer, first off, welcome. But we have our homepage here. It gives you a little bit of the storyline. We have some of the characters that appear in the project, as well as a gallery. You can see some of the art, some of which I've even done on previous live streams. Megan saying, sounds good to me. All right, excellent. And then I always forget to put these comments on the stream, but whatever. And on top of that, we also have a shop where you can get cool things like this hat here, the Shadowboxers hat. This is an exclusive. You can see it is here on the website. You could have it shipped directly to your house. It looks just like this, except cooler, because this is the old logo. But the thing I'm the most proud of actually is this little guy right here. This is the Art of Shadowboxers, The Path of Light, Sketches Volume 1. And it's got a bunch of stuff from the project, a lot of which, again, I've done on the live streams. So if you would like to get a copy, it is also there on the website, and it's both, you can get a printed copy or you can get a digital PDF. Both are available for you. So anyway, let's get started in the comic today. I actually wanted to work on this drawing here. This is one I've been working on with Javen and Zalam, the two cousins and the two of the main characters of the comic. But I was looking at the drawing and I was like, I think I could do this a little bit better. So we're going to start off by kind of touching these guys up. I've got the framework of the body for both of these characters, and I got to kind of clothe them, and I have to kind of pencil them in to make it really solid before I get into the inking. So let's get started. By the way, speaking of the music that Meg was bringing up, this is brought to you by a dear friend of mine, goes by the name Vagabond Lover. So you can find him on Instagram. I believe it's Vagabond Lover Music. And he just was like, here, you have access to all my songs. You can use it for your stream. I was like, all right, cool. And he didn't even want me to credit him, but I was like, screw that. I'm going to give you some credit. So I should have put his name in the description or something, but I didn't. So you can find him later. Right? Let's see. So we're going to start off with Javen. And one of the reasons I'm really doing this, I brought it up before in previous streams, but I really wanted to make the characters feel a little bit more mature. I thought they were a little round and not as edgy as I wanted them to be. Like, I was working on it, and I was like, something about this doesn't feel quite as unique as I want it to. So that is basically the whole purpose of me kind of redrawing a couple of these frames. It is going to make more work for myself, but it's not to be like a torturous process. It's ultimately to make it a little bit better. So hopefully that plays out in the long run. Kathy says, I really like the new beats. Me too. I'm very excited to have a bunch of new songs. So we were playing the same music for like 80 streams straight. And I think we needed some new vibes. But it's hard when you don't want to get hit with a copyright strike. Because I would love to play like a lot of other music that I listen to just in my daily life, but I can't do that because then I'll get sued, and I don't have the money to be sued. So, yeah, that's a problem right there. Amar says, hi, I'm 5 minutes late. What's up, Amar? Thank you for coming on. Oh, yes. Also, hit the like button. Everybody who's watching, there's a couple of you on. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button, everyone, so the algorithm will pick it up and spread the live. Yes, please. I agree with this 100%. I am Jordan, and I endorse this comment. So, yes, let's get more people onto the stream. I was actually trying to figure out how to stream on multiple platforms earlier on. I didn't quite figure it out, but the goal is to start streaming on YouTube and Twitch simultaneously, which I am now. Like, I'm actually streaming on Twitch, and it's working fine. Although I don't think anyone's ever watched it on there, but that doesn't bother me. But I really want to start doing live streams on TikTok, because that is a place where it's a whole, a whole wide audience out there that I haven't been able to reach just yet. So if I can figure that out, that's going to be a game changer for me. But one day, if I figure it out, this stream itself won't change, like the timing or anything. But if I can figure it out, I definitely want to update. I definitely want to update some of the transitions and some of the features of the stream, just to make it look cooler and get to feel more Shadowboxers-y. I think it'd be really cool. So who's the live crowd? The live crowd is my wife, Kathy, and our friend. Can I say your name? Other friend? Is that cool? Can I say your name? Tyler, our friend Tyler. I didn't want to throw him out there. Yeah, we're having a multi-day slumber party because we were like, it's too cold for you to be out by yourself, so come hang out with us for a couple days. So we've been hanging out, watching TV, playing games, and having a good old time.
Yes, sir.
Yep. so yeah, they're hanging out on the couch over here while I do my thing. Kathy says one of them is me. Yes. And then Kathy says shout out to Tyler. I found a candy store that makes diabetic candy, and I'm super excited because their chocolate is to die for. I didn't know that was a thing. Has anyone else heard of that? Diabetic chocolate? Would that taste good?
I don't eat anything without sugar. What? That's just not chocolate.
So Tyler says that's not chocolate anymore. I don't know how. Can you guys hear them in the background? I actually have no idea. But yeah, that was his opinion. But for your sake, Amar, I'm glad you found some, because if they're that good, then hey, more power to you. More power to you.
Wait, I didn't need to offend.
Oh man, our studio audience is causing disruption. Cause disruption.
That's your vote.
Oh my gosh, y'all are wild. Just insulting people's food choices over here.
If you're diabetic, here we go.
So how's everyone been these last couple of days? Is anyone actually like snowed in? Did anyone get hit with this winter storm? Honestly, I thought it was going to be worse than it was. I'm not saying that I want it to get worse. Like sometimes people say that it's like challenge me more, and I'm like, nah, I'm cool. So I don't want a challenge. I'm curious what people's expectations were, and if this storm or whatever kind of lived up to it. That's the question I have for y'all. The diabetic candy tastes like regular candy. My twin, a diabetic, we both tried it. It's great. Okay, cool. I'm not a super big fan of chocolate. Like I'll eat it, but I think my lovely wife is the bigger fan. So I just divert everything to her.
A great general.
I don't know. I like it, but it's just I don't go crazy over it. That's all. By the way, guys, I forgot to mention this sooner, but if you look in the link in the description, we have a Discord link so you can join in case you're not a part of the community just yet. So feel free. It's absolutely free. I post some updates in the Discord that I don't post anywhere else. and trying to build a community over here. It's a small crew, but there's a lot of love too. Let's see. I keep zooming in a ton. I'm trying to break out of that habit because it makes the drawing process slower. It's one of those things that I've always done because I've always been one of those people that really cares about getting really strong line work, and it helps when you zoom in a lot, but it also slows you down. And for something like this, it's not the inking stage yet. I just need to figure out how to do these things a little bit more efficiently. Let's see. Megan says it's a level 3 emergency here, meaning roads are flat out closed. Oh, dang, that's crazy. I hope you're good. I hope you do all your shopping. You have water and food and all that good stuff. I don't even know if the roads are technically closed here. How many levels of emergency are there too? I actually don't know that. Is it like 4 levels? Is it 5? But I've been seeing videos on like Instagram and stuff, and there's like 17 car slash 18-wheeler truck pileups. It's absolutely devastating. Couldn't imagine just trying to pull my car off to the side of the road, waiting, trying to not get hit, and then suddenly you get hit by 3 cars at the same time. It's brutal. Brutal. All right. Javen, his face is almost done, although I did forget to do his pupils again. For some reason, that's always a common thing for me. Do I like this? Man, I almost like what I had before more. Okay, hold on. We gotta fix some stuff. Let me raise the opacity. There we go. This is one of those panels that is really important to the story because the first time that Javen and his cousin Salam are in the panel together, and it's meant to show their bond, their friendship, not to mention the fact that they're family. So I really want to get that right, where they're just like showing their care for one another, and that there's a little bit of mischievousness, mischievity. I don't know if that's a word. I'm just making stuff up now. All right, let's see. What other songs can we put on here? All right, let's get this nose right. All right. Amar says that the store is called All Things Chocolate. Okay. I'd never heard of that. I'm curious, anyone else in the comments, have you guys heard of All Things Chocolate? It sounds like the type of place I'd want to buy chocolate from if I had to. It's in the name of the store. Let's see. Okay. So now I'm going to try and incorporate the clothing as early on as I can too in the sketch. So let's see. So that's his body. Here are the clothes. Let me change the color of this too, because I think I'm going to get lost if I look at the black. There we go. And I also have to pay attention to the arm, Salam's arm over here. Okay. It's going to be one of the more complex drawings, I can already tell. Having two characters interacting like this is very challenging, actually. I'm coming to find out. It's not just, they're in the scene together. That's one thing, but these guys are, they're touching, they're hugging. So it changes the way that I draw the clothing, because you have to draw certain things compressed. You have to draw certain things that ordinarily would look one way. Now it's looking a completely different way. Then you have to make sure the anatomy is correct, especially for Zalam, whose arm is around his cousin. And even with something like a pose like this, you have to be careful that the arm is not too long or too short, because it could either look really, really strange, or it could look good. And that balance, figuring out that balance between the two, is particularly challenging. Megan says the max is 3. I'm just glad I didn't start until after I got home from work last night. Oh geez, why did it start so late for y'all? Why is the storm like you guys more? I don't understand. Kathy says, oh wow, how cold is it over there? Yeah, how cold is it? Right now it's 20 degrees outside where we are, and I'm handling it because I'm inside with a heated vest and fully clothed. But outside of that, I'd be miserable. Earlier on, Kathy was like, hey, Jordan, I'm going to turn it up 1 degree in here. And I was like, oh boy, it's like my birthday all over again. This is great. 1 degree. Okay, actually, as I look at this, I think this is going to end up being more stretched out, because Javen's arm is pulling up, so it's coming this way. So it's probably looking like that. I don't know, because I didn't go outside. Well, you can look on your phone how cold it is. You just look on your phone. I'm curious. I mean, I probably could look up where what the weather is like, but I'm streaming right now, so I have goals to finish. By the way, guys, the stream is gonna have to be cut short just by a little bit tonight, because I'm making dinner for everyone. So we're gonna end about a half hour early today. So yeah, hopefully y'all don't hate me for that. But just remember that we stream twice a week now. It's not just Sundays anymore. It is Sundays and Thursdays. So if you are upset, then first off, you can watch like literally 80 other live streams that I've done. They're all up there, and you can find some of the hidden gems in the catalog. Or you just wait till Thursday and be patient. So either way is fine. Either way is fine. All right. Okay, how do I do this? All right. We can DoorDash something. Oh, we could if you pay for it.
Well, actually, granted, what's happening outside, I don't think anyone's doing DoorDash.
You know, I've done DoorDash before, or more technically, I've done Uber Eats before, and it could be very nice, or it could be really stressful. I decided to do it during the Super Bowl because I could have sworn that people were gonna buy up all this food, and I swear, in that night, I may have gotten 2 deliveries. I was like, I'm gonna go outside. I'm about to make like $300 from delivering food, no problem, because I don't care about football like that. And I think I don't know what happened. I guess
Everyone's on their game.
Everyone's at the game or on the game or something. Oh yeah, but I didn't even get the notification. Is what's crazy though. Like, you would think that I would at least get the notification. But they're like, nope, you didn't even get that. So yeah, that was painful. The scariest thing though when you're delivering food is when you show up to a place where there's like no lights, and you don't know if they're home or not, and you're like, should I just leave this plate of food here? Like, because you look suspicious hanging around there with a bag of something that is unknown and just in the middle of the night. Yeah, it just looks kind of creepy. But okay, Megan says it's 19 degrees right now. Okay, so it's the same here as it is there. It is the same. All right. By the way, guys, don't mind the sub view with all the naked characters and stuff. They're going to get clothed. I promise they're going to be clothed, but it's just for me to see what the shapes are. So if you are sensitive to that sort of stuff, then just, I don't know, cover it with your hand or something, because I need it for reference. I've actually been working on my updated Javen turnaround. It's looking pretty cool. It's looking pretty cool if I do say so for myself. Your discretion is advised. Thanks for the trigger warning. I can always tell when these guys are typing something because they just start laughing, and they're just like, wait till Jordan sees it. Yeah. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Literally, we were somebody's gonna laugh at this comment.
All right, let's see. Have the neck here, and let's get we're gonna have this a fold here. It's probably gonna be a half block fold. I talked about fold types a little bit in the last stream. I told y'all I'm not gonna go into it because it's a whole science in and of itself, but it is important, and I do try to recognize that as I'm doing these. Let's see. And I have reference on my second screen so that I can just refer to that as I go. There's a particular model who looks kind of like Zalam that I found randomly on Pinterest one day. So I'm trying to study his face. It's actually very helpful to have someone who looks like your character to use as a reference. But this dude's, for someone who's a model, he only got 6 images up there. And I'm like, dude, what the heck? Your career just end or something? What's going on, man? So I do what I can with what I got. He's got the same hairstyle and everything, same skin complexion. It's actually kind of bizarre. Let's get this here. All right, and then these guys browse. Another reason I want to update the characters too overall, not just for the maturity, but for simplicity, because there's some characters who have aspects to them that I've discovered that I don't really like drawing all the time. Even Zalam's hair, all these details, I'm like, man, I don't want to have to do all that. And then I saw another character design of someone who has similar hair. I was like, why don't I just take that and make it my life easier? Here, I'll see if I can find it. I'll show you guys. There's this character named Serena, I think, from the show Cannon Busters. But her hair is super similar to Zalam. So I'm just like, why don't I just take that? I don't have to draw all these lines. I can just make it very, very simple here. Kathy says, are we going to see turnarounds for everyone eventually? Yes, eventually we will. That is the goal. Because first off, I think it's just good practice. And at some point when I have volume 2 of an art book, I want to include that in there. Definitely want to include it. And it's great reference. I mean, character turnarounds are super important for any sort of production. And I remember most of the details as far as like the type of design that I did. Like I remember Zalam has a specific necklace. I remember that he has two strands for his locks that go like that. But there are certain things that I have a hard time remembering. Case in point, with the way that the clothing, or not the clothing, their bodies are shaped now with their updates, they're much more exaggerated. So I need to kind of have that as a general reference point. So yes, we will see them, but I'm probably going to do it in order of appearance. Like I was actually working on Zalam's last night. And I also want to make them animated. Like I want to make it an animated GIF. Is it GIF, whatever you guys wanted me to say, that one. Because they look really, really cool. I would show you the Javen right now, but my iPad's not plugged in, and I just don't feel like messing with all the cords and stuff to find the right thing, and it would take away. And plus, I've shown it before. Actually, if you're one of those people that's like, man, the stream's ending a half hour early, you can just go and find the video I did, the return of Joe McPhail, the 81st live stream. I think this is 2 streams ago. You can check that out. All right. Change up the song because I'm excited by this new music. Let's see. Let's try this one. We appreciate all the watch time. Oh yes, all the watch time. I appreciate all of it, guys. I need more. If I ever hope to have my channel grow, I need to start posting more, and I need more watch time hours. Because in the break, I honestly forgot about watch time altogether, and it just went, whatever I had just went back down to 0. So I'm like, well, this sucks. So yeah, it is what it is. I still have my subscribers though, which is awesome. But my watch time is DOA. So yeah, but it's all good. It's all good. I just remembered Javen needs an Adam's apple, so let's give him one. He's a teenage boy after all. I want to play with type of line work I do as well, like thicker outlines and stuff. I've been seeing a lot of stuff out, a lot of buzz for a manga called Gachiakata, and I really love the way that looks. It's super edgy, and I don't know if I have a desire to do exactly how what's her name, Kei Irana is doing it, but I could definitely take some inspiration. How much of that is from me? I don't know how much the watch time is from you. I mean, we're at like 30 hours now. It used to be at like a couple hundred. But yeah. Yeah, I got you. I could to mention. Yeah. Oh, what's up, Christian? How you doing, man? It is good to see. How has life been post graduation? Wait, let me see. How much of that is because of Kathy, who I think got into it because of me? Oh no, how much interest in Gachiakata? Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's from you. I don't know if we ever talked about it?
Yes.
We talked about it with Megan?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I forgot. It I don't know. You can take all the credit you want. You can take all the credit if you like. I don't remember that conversation, but because there's 2 witnesses, I'm just gonna go ahead and say that did happen. But honestly, a lot of it is popping up on my YouTube feed. That's kind of where I'm seeing a lot of it. Now, to be fair, I haven't read any of it, though. I don't know anything about the story, but I heard it's dope. pull up another reference. Is that the right one? No. I guess, I guess I could show you guys the turnaround. Actually, I'm just not going to plug it in. I'm just going to hold up my iPad and show y'all. Let me put the clothes on them though, because I don't need that parental discretion advised note again. Twice in one stream, that's a little excessive. Let's see. Oh, okay. He's only clothed for a portion of it. Let me turn off these layers then. Let's see. All right, here we go. I'll show you guys what I'm working on. So this is Javen. Don't mind the ring light. Yeah. So wrong way. Yep. So everyone's gonna get one of these. And obviously I just need to duplicate the turning the other way so it's complete, but I think it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with how this is coming out. So it's very, very fun doing this. I've actually never done a turnaround quite like this before. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Christian says, I'm good. I'm doing the master's program, so I'm just working and trying to improve to stay ready for opportunities. I miss these streams. Oh man, first off, that is awesome that you're still doing the master stuff. And I also miss these streams. I miss you guys coming on. So thank you for hopping in today. The new schedule is every Sunday and Thursday. I will be on at 7 p.m. Central Time. So 2 streams a week. And if you can't make one of them, that's fine. You'll still be friends with me. Or at least I'll still like you at the very least. You don't have to be my friend if you don't want, but the offer's on the table. All right. All right. I'm probably gonna have to fix this panel a little bit later because it's a bit of a tangent with his hand, but whatever. I'll just scale him down or something. It'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Bring your screen back.
Oh, thank you. I forgot to bring my screen back. My bad. Yeah, this hand. See, now this is how you know that it's only one person controlling this stuff, because if I had a whole studio, someone would have caught that. And I wouldn't even have to worry about it. But we ain't at that level. I'm not Bob Ross level. Someone doing streams for me. I was about to say that. Yeah. I make mistakes too, y'all. I make mistakes too. Although I never claimed to be someone who didn't make mistakes, so I don't know who would be surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
Anime seemed like maybe it should have been 22 episodes and 24 episodes were ordered, so it got a bit stretched. Wow, 2 episodes made it feel stretched? That's pretty insane. That's all it took was 2 episodes. That's something that that we were talking about earlier. So incoming first hydration check. We were watching Legend of Korra earlier, and by the way, let me explain to Tyler what hydration check is. So every time I do a stream, if I already mentioned Spider-Man or Avatar, we drink water, and it's like a little drinking game, but it's water because I don't drink alcohol, and we'd be dead by the time the stream ended. So for that reason, hydration check. But yeah, it's we promote healthy lifestyles here. But yeah, we were talking about the difference between why Avatar did 20 episodes a season versus Korra's 12 to 13 episodes a season. And it's one of those things where I'm not quite sure, because you could say there's a lot of filler in the original series, but to Tyler's point, he was saying it does fill out the world a lot more, and I'm like, that's true. And I totally agree. And I like all the episodes. I'm not one of those people that's like, this was a waste of time, because I enjoyed all of it. But if you have a budget and you have to cut something, there were certainly episodes that could have been cut from the show and it still would have ran just fine. But yeah, I'm curious. What do you guys think is like a good length for a season of a show, whether it's animated, whether it's live action? Like Stranger Things, for example, they stuck to 8 episodes per season. I think there might have been 9 in a couple, but uh, you know, that feels like a good length of time. But then there's also seasons of shows that are like 22 episodes, and these aren't just like really simple 22-minute shows. These are like 45 minutes to an hour, and they got like 20 episodes. And I'm like, how do you find all these places to put plot in here? Like at a certain point, the characters are just sitting around doing nothing, or you have these places that just kind of lead to no resolution, or in the worst case, the actors feel bored and they leave or they kill off the characters, which has happened so many times where like the main character of a show for the last 6 seasons will just leave, and then they bring in someone else who's supposed to be like their clone, but it's never as good. It's like as soon as that happens, it's almost like a ticking time bomb for the show to get canceled. They might have 1 season left, unless it's something like I guess Doctor Who, where they kind of work that into the show, or like the Twilight Zone or something. But yeah, I find that interesting. Megan says, what I mean is, since I know the manga really well, I know where specific scenes got longer. Oh, I see. Okay. Christian says, I think it depends on how many different storylines are going on at once. That's a good point. Okay. How many different storylines? Yeah, like there's some shows out there that just, you can tell they're really trying and it just doesn't work. One guilty pleasure show, and I don't feel too much shame for admitting this, but I used to watch Riverdale a lot, and I will freely admit Riverdale is not a great show. It is absolutely bonkers. It is insane, but it's one of those things where it's like I have to keep watching it because I need to understand like I need to know where they're going from here. It was so unpredictable, and that was part of the fun in it. For those who don't know, it's a show based on the Archie comics, and they're trying to like make it like super adult. But spoiler alert, like one of the craziest things happened in like the 5th or 6th season, where suddenly the characters got like superpowers, which was never a thing in the rest of the series. And then there's an explosion at some point, and one of the characters played by Cole Sprouse, he played Jughead, he goes deaf, but he also gains powers to hear people's thoughts. So instead of like talking to people like or hearing people the way that we normally do, he listens to their thoughts to find out what they're going to say so he can have conversations. I'm like, what's the point of that? That is so stupid. Like how are you going to carry that on? And then in the last season there was another explosion, and then they all get sent back to like the 1950s, where they don't remember anything that happened in the first 6 seasons of the show. And I'm like, what in the world is going on here? But I had to know how it ended. Like I don't know if you guys understand what that's like. People looked at me like I was crazy. I was like, I have to know. So that happens to me. I don't know if anyone else is like that. I'm a bit of a completionist in that regard. Were there vampires in that one? No, I don't think so. I don't think there were vampires. If there were, then it could have been one of those crazy plot points, but no. Christian says, that sounds insane. Kathy says, you're such a completionist. I am. And I feel guilty if I don't complete a show. It's like reading a book and not completing it, like leaving the book with 3 chapters left. It's like, well, what happened to the end? Like one show, Samurai Champloo. You guys know I'm a huge fan of it. I had one friend who was a huge fan of it back in high school, and he's like, oh man, he knew all the episodes except for the last 3. He would not watch the last 3 because it was the series finale, and he's like, I don't want the story to end. And I'm like, bro, what the heck? You just gonna have these people going on their mission perpetually? Like, what kind of insaneness is that? Like, don't you want to know how it ends? He's like, no, I don't want it to end. I guess some people are like that. I'm not saying that I would necessarily watch the finale episodes if it were out of context. Like if I was flipping channels and it was the finale, I don't know if I'd just jump to watch it, because it is kind of sad. Like you're ending a series, but at the same time, it's like, come on, don't you want to finish at some point? I don't know. That's just me. I personally feel like a series should have a solid ending, and if you're going to continue in that world, let it be from a totally different perspective or story or something like that, because you could certainly milk a series or characters for all that they're worth, but I don't know. I don't really care to do that. I don't want Shadowboxers to end up like that. I really don't. I'd rather it be like you get Javen's story, and then if I decide to do something else, it's a prequel from like hundreds of years in the past, or a character who has nothing to do with the main story or anything like that. So yeah. So that's why you got to continue to watch Avatar live action series. Oh, that's another hydration check. But yes, I gotta see how it ends, because I'm just so curious. I want to know how they're gonna explain the time jump, because the dude who played Aang Gordon Cormier or whatever his name is, he looked like a 12-year-old, and now he looks like he's about to get a license. So I'm like, what happened? Why is he suddenly taller than everybody? Yeah, well, it's funny. I noticed that they purposely didn't say when Sozin's Comet was coming in the show. Like because in the original they go like by the end of the summer. In the live action, they said it's coming, but they don't say when. It's just soon, and soon is a very imprecise word. For those of you guys who know The Chosen, that's another one of my favorite shows. But yeah, it's just one of many stories that will do stuff like that. I feel way more upbeat with this new music. I'm very excited. I uploaded like 30 songs to just play. So I'm like, oh, sweet. Now I don't have to listen to, Feeding the Ducks or Nighttime anymore. Those were the name of some of the songs. I think I got them from like YouTube's library, the royalty-free library. Because what else am I gonna do? So let's see. Here we go. Got Salam's outfit. I want to listen to Feed the Ducks. Oh man. Kathy says, how much do you have to dislike something to not finish watching it? That's a good question. No more ducks will be fed here. That's hilarious. Sounds tranquil. What do you guys think? Should I play Feed the Ducks for our boy Tyler? Megan's like, no more will be fed here. That's funny. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Brian, you told me to turn off the sound.
I'll decide. I'll see if the ducks should be fed anymore. All right, so here's another thing I gotta do. I have to draw Javen's hand and how that connects to Salam's arm. I think his sleeve probably gonna be more like this. By the way, I plan to not have a panel border on this one. I don't think it's necessary, but we're gonna do the best we can. Get some shadows here. Let's see. Looking at Javen's face again, I think this.
You know the sound of it.
I think this needs to be moved down.
It's really cool. The color with the blue velvet.
Yeah.
What are you singing?
I'm trying to say the music to Kathy to see if it's feeding the noise.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh, you could hear the thing. That's embarrassing.
Can I hear you? I don't actually know if I can hear you on the stream. Can y'all hear them? Please let me know. I'm so curious. I can't tell because they're literally next to me. So yeah, and it doesn't like reverb in my mic or anything, or not mic. What am I saying? Headphones. Okay, got the stripes there. Christian says certain shows, movies taking so long to finish makes me appreciate the Lord of the Rings movies so much. I believe they filmed all 3 movies back to back in under a year. Yeah, that is insane. I heard that about that. And looking back, I'm like, that is super impressive, especially because I know they used a lot of practical effects too. Like they could have easily CGI'd the whole movie. And I know there certainly was CGI in it. It'd be pretty impossible to do it otherwise. But I find that movie super impressive for that reason. Yeah, we can hear them. So yeah, you guys are on the YouTubes forever. Tyler is staying. Let's see. I sent how to not show the border in the Discord, but Jordan, did you manage to get through it without falling asleep? Lord of the Rings, yeah, I watched it without falling asleep. I've only seen the first 2 movies. I didn't watch the third one. I probably should, just to complete the series. But I think it was, how I say, I think I just got busy with life, and I don't know what it is, but somehow watching a show is easier for me to get wrapped up into. Okay, let me see Megan's notes from the Discord. Object tool, draw board. Okay, let's see. Wait, is it here? Oh, thank you, Megan. Appreciate that. Megan is the comics queen of the channel. It's like my tech support without actually being like here in person. It's nice. Yeah, I have not seen all the Lord of the Rings movies, and I didn't watch them until probably COVID, honestly. That's probably when I first saw them. Because I would, and I tried to see them before, because I would go to friends' houses and they'd be like, oh, we have Lord of the Rings. I'm like, all right, cool, let's watch it. And they'd be like, nah, we want to do something else because it's too long. I'm like, bruh, what? And so I just lost interest over time. So yeah, it's everyone else's fault. It's not mine at all. Yeah, they all need to take accountability, not me. I'm the opposite. It's so hard for me to start a new show. You know, there are times when I'm on Netflix and I'm like scrolling a little too long, and I'm like, you know what? Forget this. I'm starting this over again. So I binge Stranger Things like 8 times. Let's see. Okay, this is not looking too bad right now. I gotta say, one of the most challenging things about Javen's design is his sleeves being rolled up, but I'm so adamant on doing it because it was inspired by Michael Jackson's videos. I was like, he has his sleeves rolled up and everything. I gotta have a reference to him somewhere, so that's what I did. But it's a pain in the neck sometimes. But I'm gonna come up with a system to do it well. Yeah, come up with that. Let's then let's see. Fingers. I wish I had a reference for this, but we're just gonna make do. I'm just gonna make it up as I go. I'll fix it during the inking phase. Let's actually make his jacket feel a little bit thicker. You know, after working on this drawing for almost an hour, it makes me really glad that I don't promise exactly how many drawings I'm going to do or how many panels I'm going to do because I'm a lot slower than I thought I was. Although, to be fair, it is a more complex image. Maybe I'm being too hard on myself. I don't know. Let's see. Let's get... that. All right, let's get those shoulders. There we go. And then we'll get. I thought you really didn't care for Lord of the Rings, or was that Star Wars? It was more Star Wars. I actually was getting into the movies when I saw Lord of the Rings. I thought it was pretty cool. They were just long. They were just super long. But Star Wars, I don't know. I guess it had been hyped up so long, but I didn't find it that fascinating. I could see why other people adore it, but I've never really been into Star Wars like that. I'm more of an Indiana Jones fan, personally. I always like characters like, you know, going into the jungles and finding the ancient ruins and all that kind of stuff. And fun fact, Shadowboxers initially was going to be something more like that, but I couldn't figure out how to make it work with the story. Like all the stuff I wanted to do, like as it progressed, I'm like, yeah, it's not going to make sense if I have it set in this type of world. So yeah, but who knows? Maybe one day I'll switch it up, or I'll tell a prequel type story that has those elements, or maybe even a flashback scene. How do you feel about Z's elbow tangent with the edge of the page? That's kind of what I was referring to before about me making these characters a little bit smaller at some point, because Javen also has a tangent right here with this cutoff. So they're going to be a little bit smaller, but thank you for pointing that out. Yeah. Here, just for Tyler. Just for Tyler. We gonna do feeding the ducks. Let's see him turn it up a tiny bit. This kind of a quiet one. It's not even a bad song. I've just heard it so many times. Oh shoot! I just noticed these are not lining up properly. Let's move. Which one should I do? This one. That's gonna be too tangent-y. Let's do that. Feed the ducks time. I don't know how people who do instrumentals come up with names for their songs. Like one song I adore by Nujabes is Arurarian Dance, but I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Like Arurarian, and it's such a nice sounding song, but like what was he trying to do with that? Just be impressive? I don't understand. Like it makes me think, like, was it because this person was feeding ducks when making the beat? I don't know. Like were they at a coffee shop and making the beat on their laptop, and then that's when they saw someone feeding a duck out the window? I don't know. And then let's see, we gotta get Javen's hood in here, so have that. You probably won't see much of it, but yeah, I don't think it's necessary. Yeah, so that was feeding the ducks, Tyler. Hope you appreciate that. Let's see. Let's try this one. All right. Doing pretty good, though. Making pretty good progress. I like where this is heading. definitely see the bond between the two cousins. Let's see. I always make his locks just a little too long. I think in this new design, I have it going somewhere between the nose and the lips. So let's have that go like here. I don't want it to go too long. My teacher named his song Hershey's Kisses because he was eating Hershey's Kisses, so he was probably feeding ducks. Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, I'm curious because this song we're listening to is literally called ML2MM, and I don't know what it stands for. I'm almost afraid to ask. Yeah, I don't know what it could be. I don't know. And it's clearly an acronym because there's periods in between each of the letters. So I don't know. Let me change this brow a little bit. You don't need to be completely symmetrical. I'm also kind of giving up on doing like all the individual braids here. It's just gonna take too much time. So I'm really gonna focus on each of the locks in the front, the ones that are hanging down. Zalam also has 6 of the locks above his head specifically, like the ones that are tied in a knot. There's 6 there. Outside of that, I'm just gonna kind of keep it more random. You know, as much as I want this to be an animated series, it's not yet, so I don't need to be that precise. Whoever animates this in the future, I'm sorry. Although realistically, it's probably going to be me on that team. Sorry, future me. And the pineapple top. Yes, the pineapple top. By the way, guys, for those of you who are brand new to the streams, we actually did a whole series of streams a few years ago where we designed Zalam from scratch. Like you see the very first sketches, and actually before the first sketches, where I find the references, and then I drew the first sketches, and we literally designed him all live. So if you want to see that, I believe there's a playlist in the channel. So yeah, check that out. It's a lot of fun. I think there's 5 videos there. There's not much rhyme or reason for these 6 either. It's just kind of there. I try not to make them too long because I want it to feel like they're roughly the same length as the ones down here. But yeah. There's got to be a better name for this than pineapple top, though. I feel like I'm disrespecting somebody. Even though it is kind of what it looks like. Actually, I think it was Christian who even brought up the idea of this specific hairstyle. Because it was after a basketball player. I can't remember his name. Am I right about that, Christian? Was it you? I feel like it must have been you. All right. here. Another thing that is also going to make this easier just to visualize, instead of having all the lines kind of like individually separated, kind of have them come out of a central point like that. It's going to make my life easier too. It's only been after a year or so of having these characters that I start seeing these little moments where I can just make things simpler. But I'm thankful for that, because I don't know if I would have done this unless I had as long of a break as I did. Megan just says no. There's no other name for it, or you refuse to call it by another name. Is that what you're saying? Let's move this over here. All right, let me get the little gems here. And this ear, I think, needs to be more moved back. I refuse to call it by another name because there is none. Oh, okay. All right. Just draw that line in the sand, why don't you? All right. It's looking all right. I think I want to tighten this vest on him just a little bit more. It's kind of tough because I have these clothes being really boxy, but I want to still find a way to make the shapes feel like they're form-fitting, like you're almost tricking the viewer. I'm not sure how to achieve that just yet, but I will figure it out. I will figure it out. All right, let's see. You know what? This hand is too small, I'm realizing. It's smaller than Javen's hand, and that's not going to work. So probably should have trusted my initial sketch. There we go. That feels a little bit better. All right. All right, I'm gonna stop playing around. I'm gonna draw these eyes now. Let's get that done. The highlights for the eyes I'll worry about when this gets colored later. Right now, I'm just trying to get them to look at each other. This is actually one of the most difficult things for me to do, is get the eyes looking in the right direction. Because what I see, other people don't see, and those people who don't see what I'm seeing are usually correct. So it's kind of frustrating, but it's fine. It's fine. Plus, there'll be time to fix it in the inking stage if it's not settled right now. Blocky Rap says, "Yo, Jordan, wanted to ask, how did you learn to do backgrounds? I know you do mostly characters, but I've seen some of yours." That's a really tough question to answer because I don't think I'm good at backgrounds. I'll just say what I think are probably good steps. One is, there's a book called, actually, you know what? Let me grab the book. Give me 1 second. All right. I'm sorry. I know that was unprofessional, but it was the best way I could do it. So first thing, I would recommend these books are about the same person. Next time you can ask me to grab a book. Sorry. Maybe next time. Oh wait, hold on. There's a Yasha sighting. Hold up. Come here, bud. Y'all see Yasha? His glowing eyes. Okay, let me take the thing off the screen. Yasha, look at everybody. He does not know how famous he is. Yeah, I'm thankful that he's just not like jumping on my lap trying to eat my Cintiq pin, because he does do that. I'll keep him here. I'll be like, all right, man, you're just gonna chill, and then he'll try and bite this thing. Anyway, I recommend this book by Marcos Mateo Mestre, Framed Perspective, Volume 1. It's honestly probably the easiest to follow book on perspective that I've seen that is really complete. So I highly recommend this book. And the same author created this book, Framed Environment Design. This is his most recent one, and he literally goes through how to create scenes and environments, going from theme, pushing shape language, as you see here in the chapter. Here he has multiple projects about ancient Egypt, and I think this one's supposed to be like in Spain or something like that. So I recommend those two books, especially. I got him away from his computer. Everyone, he has me in his basement. Hell, first of all, I don't have a basement, so liar. It's because he wants your attention. He loves you. He does love me, but he seems to be kind of content. I don't know. Are you chilling, Yasha? You good? The closer I scoot him to me, the more you guys can't see him. So I got. It's probably gonna feel dejected. I'm just pushing him away. Anyway, I recommend those two books. But I would say this: it starts off with having a strong script or a strong story, and basing everything off of that first, because you have to know if you're designing an ice cream shop or a parking garage or a stadium, like whatever the case is, you have to design something that fits that story, and then you have to create almost mini stories within that big story. So, for example, a stadium like the ancient Colosseum in Rome, and you're drawing it from a modern perspective, is going to look very different than like I was going to say the Staples Center, but now it's the Crypto Center, which is stupid, but whatever. It's where the Lakers used to play. Yeah, they call it the Crypto Center. But yeah, that's what I would say. And then when it comes to like perspective and things like that, honestly, I would say use whatever tools you have available. You could use Blender. You could use the perspective tools in Clip Studio. I actually think it's much more useful to learn perspective digitally, just because of how fast you can draw some of the lines, and just doing it a lot. But I would not say that I'm like the master at environments. I'm working on it though. But something I've also just kind of decided for myself, I want to get better at it, but I was like, how do I know what I don't know? And the truth is, I'm just going to have to learn as I go based on what the needs of the project are. So I'll give you an example. This pillar right here, you guys have no idea how many hours this took me to figure out, because I kept messing it up. I had all these, I had the loose sketch. I knew who's going to be looking up the pillar. I couldn't, I used like a 3D model cylinder that was in Clip Studio. I was like, oh, it's going to be fine. But it kind of curves or kind of cuts in a little bit at the top, and figuring out the height of it. And then I was trying to figure out like where the horizon line was. And I messed it up a couple times because it wasn't low enough. And it was just ridiculous. My perspective secret is string. Oh, you're talking about would you have the pin, or you pin a string down, you kind of use that to mark everything? Is that what you're referring to? If not, you can correct me. All right, let's see. But yeah, I would recommend those things first and foremost. I mean, there are other books out there. There's a book by Scott Robertson on how to draw in perspective, and it's a very famous book, but it's one of those books that is actually much more advanced if you don't know what you're doing, and it's kind of hard to read if you don't understand the basics. But one of my favorite things about one of my favorite things about this framed perspective book is it tells you how to do perspective when your vanishing point is far off the page. And I know that might sound a little bit simple, but it honestly was something that no one ever taught me to do, and it made me so frustrated. Because what I would do a long time ago, here, let me do a sketch for you guys so you see what I'm talking about. So here's me. Here's me in college. Here's my hat. So I often had a hat. And I would have my drawing like this big. And let's say it's like 3 feet by 4 feet. And I have the vanishing points way off the page. And it would be so frustrating because I'd be like, well, how am I supposed to figure this out? Like, how am I supposed to understand that? And I would literally have to do like the string method that Megan was talking about, or I would get a giant piece of tape and just tape it across the whole thing. And it was just a huge hassle. And no one taught me how to do it. And I read 50 pages into this book, and he's like, oh, this is all you need to do. And I was like, why didn't I learn this in school? And it was so frustrating to me. So yeah, now that I know that, I'm like, oh, I feel invincible now, because that was one of the things that I really despised about doing perspective, was how long it took me. So yeah. So I accidentally closed my Clip Studio file, not closed, but minimized it. But while we're here, if you guys want to check out the Shadowboxers website, thank you. See, I thought I was smooth. It was a complete accident. You guys could check out the Shadowboxers website here, shadow-boxers.com, and you can see all the cool stuff. We have a shop here where you get stuff like this hat. You can get our exclusive art book. Where is it? Under like 3 other books now. We got our exclusive art book where I basically chronicled all this stuff from even the early days of Shadowboxers. Here, you guys may have seen these before on my streams, but we even have the early sketches of Javen, Atana, Kayla, and who eventually would become Ghazali, but his name was Legion at the time, and it was because I thought the name was cool and I didn't have anything for him story-wise. But yeah, it's on the website, both digital and physical copies, so make sure you grab that. Most unintentional plug. Yeah, see, that's how we do it around here. Things are unintentional sometimes. I need to read those. Yeah, you would love these books. And actually, Framed Perspective has a second book to it that talks about how to draw shadows properly in perspective. And because I notice sometimes when it comes to that specific subject, something really annoying happens. They'll have a drawing of, like, let's say, some building, and they'll talk about how, just imagine this is perfect perspective. They'll talk about how to do the shadows going this way just fine when you can see the light source. But I've seen perspective books where they don't talk about it the other way around, where the light source or the sun is behind you and you need to cast a shadow going that way. And this book actually covers that, at least the second volume of it. And it's really annoying because I would have to go back into like my college notes and like figure it out, because I hadn't found many great videos on that on YouTube talking about it this way. So yeah, those are really great resources right there. I'm teaching a course this summer called No Fear Perspective, which is a bold claim, but I intend to follow through on it. Hey, that's awesome. That's so cool, Megan. I wish you the best for you in that regard. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I would say. Blocky raps. That's what I would say. Yeah. All right. We're doing okay on this drawing. I guess considering my focus is halfway divided, or divided halfway from like talking and entertaining y'all and drawing this, my progress is not that bad. I think we did pretty well. I feel pretty satisfied with how these drawings are coming out. I like how it's looking. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that.
Dog, dog, dog.
What?
It's okay.
What did he
He
say?
said he can't even draw a dog.
Oh, you know what? I prefer someone who says I can't even draw a dog to someone who's like I can't even draw a stick figure or I can't even draw a straight line. No, honestly, it's one of those lines that I think when everyone says it, they think it's original, but it is like the most common thing a non-artist say to artists. It's really frustrating. So I appreciate the creativity. It's very refreshing, honestly. People in the comments who are artists, have you guys heard that before? I can't even draw a straight line. I can't even draw a circle. I'm like, that's why we have rulers and that's why we have circle lines. Like that is yeah, that is exactly what that's for. Yeah, honestly.
Your artist card.
Yeah. Yeah, the art card. I'm also really asking because I want to make a comic, but then I realized my background skills are doo-doo trash. Just wanted to know from the perspective of someone making their own comic. Depending on how you do it, you could what happened to oh, I just deleted, I just turned off flares. Depending on what program you're using, you could download models. Like I recommend Clip Studio Paint. And originally this was all done in Photoshop. Like if you look at the early streams, that's what I was working in. And then Megan slowly but surely like pushed me to use Clip Studio, and I'm like, yeah, this is great. This is so great. This is Orlando, by the way. Oh, I know it's you, bro. You got the same profile picture. I realized I was acting familiar, but didn't know if you knew. I know who you is, man. But thank you for clarifying for the case, for the sake of everyone else. Annette says, my work partner says it all the time about himself because he likes to tell people I'm an artist. I get annoyed and say that anyone can draw well with enough practice. That is so true. That is so true. I should have highlighted the comments. I forgot. I turned them off. But yes, this is 100% true. It comes with practice, just like anything else. It is a skill that anyone can acquire. It's just you have to be willing to put in that time. And even artists like myself, there are some things that I don't want to practice, and I bit the bullet. In a sense lately, because I'm recognizing, hey, you know what, I need more skills in this area. So that's life in arts. You're constantly improving and growing, and it's often very frustrating, but it's like it's what you signed up for, you know. So yeah. I don't know what this comment is. All right. So let's get, it's kind of how I hate how people always chalk things up to talent when hard work is what makes you good. Michael beat that out of me. Yeah, that is so true. Hard work. Actually, Orlando, since you just jumped on, this is actually his music that I'm playing. Oh, see, Tyler understands. Tyler is a master pianist, and he knows what it's like. How long do you spend practicing, Tyler, on piano each day?
Far too long. It's depressing.
Huh?
Far too long. It's depressing.
Far too long. It's depressing. See, that's what it takes to be a master.
Not enough.
And talent is not enough. Yes, 100%. I wish it were enough sometimes, but it's not. It's not the case at all.
We're not long.
We're not Yo-Yo Ma.
Very famous.
That's funny. All right, let's see. Let's get these jackets finished. So we got about 9 more minutes of the stream before I wrap things up. As I said, I'm wrapping it up a little bit early today because I got some responsibilities to take care of, like eating. So
Feeding us.
and feeding, yes, feeding hungry people.
Hungry.
Yeah, feeding the hungry folks.
Watching shows.
And watching the, oh, apparently we're gonna watch The Chosen later too. The next episode's gonna be great. Bit of a tearjerker though, but then again, most episodes of that show are tearjerkers. So I don't know if that's
Season 4 best season.
is season 4 the best season. It is really good, but I think my favorites are either 2 or 3. I think those are my favorites overall. But I love every season. I will binge watch that show for a long time. then let's take a look now without all these lines messing me up. As I zoom out, I feel like Zalam's head's too big. I might need to shrink that. This is the stage that really matters, you guys. Gotta get these things right. And it's too far back, I think. I gotta move this up. Realistically, there's probably gonna be things I notice like tomorrow about this drawing. I'm like, ooh, I gotta fix that. And I'll fix it then. I actually did that earlier on with this drawing. You guys remember I inked this Javen for a long time last stream, and then I was like, you know what? I think actually there was a couple mistakes. So yeah, I actually redrew it. I didn't delete the layer, but I redrew it. And I actually feel better about it now. So yeah, sorry you guys missed that, but I gotta work on this outside of stream time, otherwise this will never get done. It's already been long enough. You should watch Neza and Neza 2 Peak Direction, bro. Actually, Megan, yep, she just jumped in. Yes, I recommended it. Help me add peer pressure. Hey, that's the name of the comic. The Art of Peer Pressure. You guys are living up to the title. It's on our list. I promise you it is on our list. Kathy, tell them it's on our list.
It's on our list.
See? Thank you. It's on. And Tyler believes, even though he doesn't live here. Super convincing. Now I've heard really good things about it. I want to check it out. Let's see. Let's Oh, Mark, what's up, dude? Welcome. You are like 6 minutes away from me closing the stream early. I just made an announcement about how I'm actually only doing the stream for a few more minutes, but I appreciate you coming on because I know it's like what 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock out there, something crazy. Okay, how high on the list? So the way it works, we just add things to it. Like we don't, it doesn't have a numerical number to it. I think this ear, you know what? I think it's this. I want to say the ear is too far to the side. There we go. All right.
You're ashamed.
Oh, I thought I had 30 minutes for shame. Oh, sorry. But I tell you what, man, the replay will be available very soon.
There you go.
You could watch this at the very beginning and you can relive the experience. You could relive, or maybe not relive, but you could just live the experience. Yeah, live the experience. All right, let's make this nice and edgy here. Yeah. There's still a couple of details I need to adjust for this. Anyway, 4 minutes is enough to let Megan know that I finished Full Metal Alchemist, both versions. Oh, snap. Megan's going to be excited. I already feel it.
Like, what are you? Are you the least?
I'm pretty sure they can hear you though. Whatever you're talking about.
No, the draft.
Oh.
He thought it might have been the moose.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Say hi.
Mark says I am now more enlightened and can you assist in getting Jordan to watch it. Why is this whole end of the stream turned into me being peer pressured into stuff? What's going on? It's the name of the comic, but that's Javen's story, not Jordan's story. There's a difference. I honestly didn't hear what you said. So,
You gotta experience it to write it.
oh, I've experienced it plenty. Trust me. But maybe you're right. Perhaps you are correct.
I don't know.
All right, let's see. I think I need to get a pair of three-fingered rings or something like that so I can start doing hand movements like Salam. It's kind of difficult. I don't like the shape of his vest right now. It's bugging me, but I'll have to figure it out later, I guess. I'll poke him again about it. Yeah, she will. Take her word for it. She will do it. All right, guys. I think this will have to be about where it ends today. So this is what we worked on. Just one panel of Javen and Salam, two cousins, hanging out, getting ready for their adventure. Again, I want to remind you all to make sure you check out the website, shadowboxers.com or shadow-boxers.com. We have a link to the Discord in the description. We have a link to the art book in the description. And yeah, make sure you join the community, become a part of it. And also a reminder that my live streams are now on Sundays and Thursdays. So it's 2 days a week. So not only did I return, but I came back with upgrades. So Sundays and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Time, unless something crazy happens, like there's a power outage, which I was worried about for today, or there's some other reason I can't make it, which I'll announce in Instagram and stuff like that. Be sure to come on Thursday. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for showing up and having a little conversation with me and cracking jokes and trying to peer pressure me into watching stuff. Appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.